Good evening. In just over a year, a channel built by one creator has captured the thoughts and the minds of thousands, even millions, as he is exploring the hidden, the forgotten, and the weird pieces of video game history. What once began as just a cultural hobby has now blossomed into a cultural touchstone as he blends together nostalgia, humor, and insight. Tonight, we will sit down with that creator behind TinyTannor as we discuss the journey, the highs and the lows, and the evolution that is about to redefine his channel. Thank you for sitting down with us, Tanner. Hey, I like that suit jacket. Thank you. That's a pretty good suit jacket yourself, too. You began TinyTannor just over a year ago with no team, no financial backing, and no roadmap. Yet, the channel has drawn thousands of viewers and carved out a recognizable presence in the gaming ecosphere. How did it all start, and what was your goal? Yeah, you know what? It actually started long before the channel even existed. I was making videos with my friends in high school. We had a couple classes where we made videos, and I really enjoyed that process. And it was just in the back of my mind as I watched YouTube daily. I'm a big YouTube watcher. And something broke last summer in me where I was just, take the leap. Why not? Break out of my introverted shell, find my voice, see if I like it. Ends up, I do like the content creation process. But the goal now is the same as it ever was. I literally just want to entertain myself. Whether it's a silly joke, a funny reference, an edit, me wearing a diaper, a nurse outfit, whatever it is, as long as I am entertained, I think that's enough. You describe it as a personal leap, but even a hobby like this comes with some stakes. There's the time, the energy, the finances, and even the reputational risk. When did you realize that TinyTannor was growing into something with a real impact societally? I don't know if there's a couple. I don't know if there's just one. So I'll give you two. One of them was when we sold out the garden for TinyTannor Live, because I never would have thought about selling out the garden. Walking out to 20,000 people there just for you and your people, it was just like the we made it moment, right? Then alongside that, that was the grandiose one, but the real one, I love being able to donate money. Donating now over 7 figures to all the different charities and organizations around my community is really reinforcing that the work we were doing is more than just a personal project. Despite the rapid growth and the attention, your content retains a distinct and personal voice. How do you maintain that authenticity while the channel gains more and more visibility? How do I maintain authenticity? Well, there's an easy answer. I just haven't changed, right? The words I use, my vocabulary, my sense of humor, my interests, they're all the same. The views and likes that I get won't change that. Reaching peaks I never imagined only encourages me to keep being more of myself. If me at my core hasn't changed, then my content won't change. And we all think that authenticity resonates. How does that feel knowing that people can connect so deeply with what you're creating? It's pretty remarkable, because coming from an education background, I would speak to classes, and it's kids, so it's relatively easy. Classes of 20 to 25 kids, that I could do that. But never in a million years did I ever think I could stand in front of thousands of people and speak to them. But for some reason, it's different with a video. It's surreal. And the fact that people are attaching to what I do really encourages me to keep being myself, like I said previously. It's very neat. Over the past year, you've grown, you've experimented, you've connected with a broader audience. Looking ahead, what is next for TinyTannor? What is next? I can't say it all, right? But I can give you little tidbits. We are entering our sophomore year, which has been very, very exciting. I've learned a lot, we've learned a lot. The editing process, the script writing process, the thought process, how to compartmentalize things, right? There's been high peaks, there's been some pretty low valleys, and we evolved with that. We are calling it our sequel year, both in content and in approach. There's going to be sequel videos, Pikmin 2, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong Country 2, Halo 2, but we're also going to expand more. We want to try and do some IRL content. Not like vlogs, right? I'm not going to go out into the world and bother people or just film myself. That's not in my wheelhouse. But what I do mean by that is there's going to be some videos, hopefully, that focus on me, Chris, and Tucker, our relationships, our personalities, away from video games. Me and Tucker, this is a little secret idea. Me and Tucker have been brainstorming this mock late night talk show built around mini games and improv, where we do the news, some current events, we play some games, we kind of riff-raff back and forth, and we get to just kind of show off who we are as people. Think of this as like an evolution. It's not a revolution. Things aren't changing drastically, but they're changing enough that maybe some people will notice. But I do understand that there is something bigger at play. There's a change that touches the very identity of TinyTannor. Would you be willing to share with us in the audience what that next chapter looks like? Can I share what the next chapter looks like? Well, I can. Since you guys have been so gracious, you've been good hosts, you and your crew, I'll let you in on a little secret. For the past year, we have been known as TinyTannor. Tiny being one of the most identifiable features of me, right? It's not a secret, I'm a little guy, a stout, 5'5", 135 pounds on a good day, right? And the alliteration to Tiny and Tanner kind of gives a nod to the older YouTube naming process, but now in our sophomore year, we are shifting that. So starting September 2nd at midnight, our channel will no longer be TinyTannor. From now on, we will simply just be Tanner. Going in to the more current approach, right? With people just having channels named after themselves, it removes a little bit of the gimmick and might be a little more identifiable on the YouTube homepage. It's an evolution to a more modern approach, while we get to maintain everything that the audience loves and hopefully will continue to love. Wow, that actually is a pretty big switch. Thoughtful and deliberate, focusing now on the creator, the vision, and the content. It's not just a new name, it seems to be a new chapter. If the past year is any indication, the journey ahead promises to be even more compelling. Stick around after the commercial break as we get a word from Daniel Larson.